My name is Poppy. I've been thinking of starting a YouTube for a while and decided that if any time's the best time to do it, now would be the time to do it because we're so bored and stuck in all the time due to this lockdown. So here I am. I also made an effort today with my makeup and I'm probably not going to do that again for a while, so I thought I'd make the most of it. I thought for my first video as like a get to know you kind of thing, I would do one of those mum tag videos. So I've just looked up some questions online and I'll just go through them and answer them as best I can. I have an Instagram page at Pop's Pregnancy, which I'll add in somewhere during this video. I basically started it when I was pregnant because I was having a really hard time and I wanted to document everything that I was going through so I could look back on it and see like how far I'd come and what I'd achieved. It started off kind of private and just for my sake and for my friends and my family to have a wee look at, to keep updated without me having to message everyone separately. But then I made it like a public account and quite a few people followed it. And apparently it's something that people are interested in even when they're not pregnant and not mums, which I didn't expect. But it's nice to see everybody kind of taking something from it and enjoying the content, I suppose. But I do kind of put it out there. Obviously it is aimed more towards people who are parents because they kind of understand it, but people enjoy seeing my posts and stuff anyway and seeing pictures of Mariella because she's the cutest baby ever. But anyway. Yeah, so I thought a YouTube would be a wee bit easier just for me to speak because obviously Instagram gives you certain lengths for captions and I do like to ramble a bit, but I've just been waiting to do this for a wee while, so I thought may as well do it now. So we'll start with these questions. So number one is, how old were you when you had your first child? So I was 19 when I found out I was pregnant. Found out on the 9th of March 2019. I turned 20 in August 2019 and then I had Mariella in November 2019, so I was 20 when I gave birth, but I was 19 when I found out I was pregnant. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? The hardest, my pregnancy wasn't the easiest thing to go through, to be fair. I did the pregnancy myself. I struggle with depression as well, so my mental health probably was the hardest thing for me to overcome during pregnancy. I found it really difficult to enjoy my pregnancy because I just felt so shitty about everything. It was just, looking back on it, it was not a nice experience for me, which sounds really horrible to say and I wish that it happened a different way, but just there was so much going on for me and it just wasn't it wasn't a good time to look back on, which really upsets me actually sometimes because I'll never be able to get that time back. I'll never be able to do it all over again and make the most out of it, and I wish I did, but these things happen, that's life. So yeah, the mental health aspect was the hardest part about being pregnant for 9 months, as well as the morning sickness, because I had sickness right up until the end of my pregnancy and people kept saying, oh, it'll go away at 16 weeks, it'll go away. No, it didn't go away. So that was not fun because I had to take sickness tablets a lot and I ended up in the hospital because I was dehydrated. It was just a nightmare, honestly. But I ended up going to counselling and stuff during my pregnancy for my depression because I had a complete and utter breakdown. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, that was the hardest thing to deal with, but I mean, I've been dealing with it for years, so these things happen. Number 3 is, can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? So obviously, as I just said, there wasn't a lot for me to enjoy during the pregnancy, but my favourite thing, and I still miss it now, was my bump and the kicks. My bump was honestly, like, I miss it so much, like I miss it being there. I feel like it was the only thing that I had that properly connected me to my baby. Like, it was the only thing that just me and the baby had, and it made me feel so much more confident in my body as well, which is a weird thing to say because it's left me with so many stretch marks, but just like when you're wearing like tight dresses and stuff and you can see your wee bump, it's just so cute. Like, it's just the nicest wee thing. And also the kicks and stuff that you feel are just amazing. Like, you can't describe it to anyone, it's insane. But that's something that I really miss because obviously when Mariella was inside me and she was kicking away, like, although other people could feel it from the outside, they don't really know what it feels like when it's happening inside of you. obviously everybody can hold Mariella now and hug her and whatever else, so that was something that just the two of us shared, and that's kind of what made me feel that emotional connection with my baby, because I didn't really have a connection to the experience of being pregnant until kind of that point. That was kind of all I had to hold on to, so I missed that a lot. 4 is, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? I'm a pure weirdo in the sense that I love hearing people's like labour and birth stories, even when it's pure traumatic. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it. I get like, oh my goodness, no way, like really what happened next? Like, I'm just really like intrigued, and I just want to know what everybody went through. Like, even when it was like horrible stuff, like people was like would say to me when I was pregnant, oh, don't listen to the horror stories, but I was like, no, tell me what happened. But I think it was just more kind of the sense of like, right, I need to be prepared for the worst. If I prepare for the worst, then anything else that happens will be way better. I was wrong. It was not fun at all. Like the pain and stuff, see when people say like it's indescribable, you'll never feel a pain like that ever in your life. That's true. And I have quite a high like pain threshold, so I was like, right, it's going to be really, really sore, but like I'll be fine, like I can do this. I have never experienced a pain like that in my whole life, and I don't think I ever will again. Like, I can't even describe it. People will only understand if they've been through childbirth. It is excruciating, it's horrible. But in terms of like actual labour, like I had my mum likes to describe it as a textbook labour, and I wish she would stop saying that, because to me it was horrific, but to other people that's probably the labour that they would like to have, because I was in and out pretty quickly, to be fair. I was going to say it wasn't that bad there, but that would be lying. It was bad. Number 5 is, would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? Probably not. I don't think there's anything that I could like redo. My birthing partners were supposed to be my mum and my sister, and my sister got sent away from the hospital because I was told that I wasn't ready to give birth. And then we kept asking like, oh, should we tell her to come back now, like, and we just kept being told like, oh, like, no, you're not ready, and then ended up she missed the birth because they kept putting it off. So probably if I could redo it, I would like to have my sister there, because it's just an extra kind of support thing, but she is quite queasy and I didn't realise how much blood and everything else there was, so maybe she wouldn't have been alright with being there, but I would like to have had her there. So if I could redo anything, that would probably be it. Number 6 is, what would be your advice for someone who's about to have a baby? This is one of the things that people told me to do constantly throughout my pregnancy, is hold off on visitors when you get out of the hospital. I cannot stress that enough. Like, you need to take the time for yourself to heal and to get to know your baby. Like, I got out 4 hours after I gave birth, so I had loads of visitors in the same day that I gave birth, like in my house, and I had known Mariella for like 7 hours or something like that. Like, you don't know this baby, someone just hands you a baby and is like, oh, this is your baby. You've never seen your baby before except in scans. You don't know, like, obviously you have a bond with them, but not like physically when they're actually there. So to then have other people come in and want to hold your baby and fuss over your baby, it's really overwhelming and very, very stressful. And also, like, it feels kind of like people are there for your baby and not for you. And yeah, like, a new wee baby, nobody's ever seen it before, yeah, that's dead exciting, but you just kind of feel a bit forgotten about. And I had visitors every single day for the first week Mariella was born, and then I had 1 day's break, and then it was the same basically ever since then, and it stressed me out so much, and I kept like, I just like got on with it, but then I would go to the toilet and cry my eyes out while people were in. Like, it's not nice seeing your new wee baby being passed about and having loads of people in, and you're still really, really sore from childbirth, and you're still trying to get to know your baby, recover mentally. It's not ideal. So that would be my bit of advice if you're about to have a baby or about to like give birth, is watch how many people you're letting in your house to come and visit and stuff. Obviously right now with coronavirus and stuff, that's not really an issue, but in general it's nice to give yourself a break. It's also nice for your baby to have a break because they're not used to being out in the real world, so to then be handled by loads of strangers, it's not a comfortable situation to be in, put it that way. Number 7, was that number 7? Number 7. What has been the hardest thing about being a mum? There's more than one thing that's hard about being a mum. Probably for me is being a young mum. I quite like being a young mum because I know that I'll get to spend a lot of time with Mariella, and I'll probably be able to relate to her more on stuff when she's a wee bit older. I'm quite active and things, so I can do a lot more with her. But at the same time, like, I have a few friends that are pregnant and I've made friends through pregnancy as well now, but as a whole, like, no one that I'm like friends with, before I found out they were pregnant, no one I'm friends with has like babies that are the same age as Mariella or like are at that stage in their life, bar the few that I've just mentioned obviously. So to have a baby at this age, it's quite difficult because it's very restricting, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't want to go through life without Mariella, but like obviously I'm only 20 years old. Everyone my age is like at uni, going out at the weekend, going to the pub, can go and sit in their pals whenever they feel like it, and I can't do that. Like, I can't just up and leave whenever I feel like it. Not that I even want to do that all the time, but it's like having the option taken away from you. It just kind of feels like I've lost out on that wee like chunk of my life where you're kind of free to do whatever you want. Because obviously I'm going to be a mum for the rest of my life now. I have responsibility for someone else. I have someone else to look after as well as me. You can't be selfish when you're a parent. Like, that's just the way it is. So I think the hardest thing is probably being a young parent. Is that I breastfeed as well, so Mariella always needs me unless I've expressed milk. So if I want to go out or do anything, I have to plan it like probably like 2 weeks in advance. I still live with my parents, which is quite handy because they can take Mariella kind of any time, but I obviously have to prepare for it. So if my friends are like, oh, do you just want to do something tonight, I can't be like, oh yeah, I'll do something tonight because it's too last minute. Like, everything has to be planned and you have to prepare for everything, which is probably the hardest thing for me, because before I got pregnant and before I had Mariella, I just kind of like did whatever I wanted. Like, I like going drives and stuff like that. I can go out in my car and just like, and it's just like wee things like that that like you can't do anymore. I can't just go for a drive in the middle of the night if I feel like it. Like, obviously I have to stay for Mariella and feed her through the night and change her and whatever else, so that's quite difficult for me. Number 8 is what has been the most rewarding thing about being a mum. Oh my god, there's so much. I don't even know if I can pick like one thing. Just when you have a wee person in front of you that you know like you've made that person and they start to learn things, I'd say that's probably the best thing, is when they start to learn wee things and start to develop their own personality. My wee girl's just over 5 months, so she's just learned in the past like week or so how to sit up by herself, and every day she can sit up a wee bit longer and sit up a wee bit straighter than the day before, and it's just mad how quickly things can change and how fast they learn things. But that's probably one of the most rewarding things, is like seeing them click onto things and being able to do it themselves. And she smiles all the time and laughs when people do certain things, so you can see her start to develop like a wee bubbly personality, which is really nice. I mean, obviously when you see them happy it's really rewarding because you know that you're making them happy, which is a big thing for me because in the start when I first had Mariella I was taking everything personally and getting really upset when she was upset and stressing myself out. So to see that she's happy and to know that it's like my job to make her happy, so I'm doing my job right, is like a big stress relief, so that's really rewarding as well. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mum? What was the most surprising thing? I can't think of it. I'm just gonna skip that one. I can't think. I'll come back to the end maybe if I think of something. There's probably like a million things and I just can't, like my brain just isn't functioning right now. Number 10 is, what is the best memory you have involving your child? Oh my god, I think probably my favourite memory of like having a baby is probably like giving birth, because obviously I didn't find out the gender of the baby before she was born, and everyone convinced me that I was having a boy. Like, convinced me, like everyone was dead set on it. Like my best friend Demi like could have put her life on it. So then when I gave birth to a wee girl I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to tell her, she's going to be raging. And my mum was like, wait, what? It's a wee girl? Like, someone explain. But my favourite memory is cutting the cord. I cut Mariella's cord myself, which obviously usually the other parent does. And the midwife said like, oh, is your mum gonna cut the cord? And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it obviously. And she was like, oh my god, no way, like you're the first mum I've had that's cut her own baby's cord. And just hearing that I was like, do you know what, I can do this, like I've done this all by myself, I'm a good mum. That was nice. And obviously me and Mariella will have that forever. And by the way, they don't tell you what cutting a cord is like. It's pure like spongy and rubbery. I was like this, like I thought I was just going to like cut it and that would be it. Like no, I was actually like sawing away at it. It was like the rubberiest thing ever. It just would not snap. It was mental. But yeah, probably cutting Mariella's cord and just being able to like hold her in my arms after my pregnancy just felt like the longest time ever. I felt like I was pregnant for like 5 years. So after going through so much through that and just getting to hold her in my arms and know what she looked like and just like seeing her for the first time is probably my favourite memory. 12, what is, oh no, I've skipped one. I'm so bad at this. 11, right, okay, what was the most exciting milestone? Does that mean during my pregnancy or being a mum? Right, we'll do being a mum. So Mariella's only 5 months old, so she's not had like that many milestones in terms of, what's the word I'm looking for? Extravagant? No? Do you know what I mean? So, but I think probably my favourite milestone, or the most exciting milestone, sorry, was when she started smiling. Because before that they just kind of like, they're sleepy all the time, they just want to nap, they're crying, like they don't usually just like sit content and you actually can see that they're happy. So when she started smiling, that was amazing, because like there's certain things that you can do to make her laugh or make her smile and she'll always smile, and that's like really exciting because obviously you can blatantly see right in front of you that she's a happy baby, and you know like you're doing what you should be, right? So that's probably the most exciting milestone so far. I think the next one will probably be if she crawls or walks. She can roll over though and sit up now, so those two were exciting as well, but smiling is definitely the favourite so far. Number 12 is, what is the worst thing your child has ever done? Oh my goodness. I've got two things, right? So basically, I was feeding her once in my bed, and then like she unlatched herself, so that was fine. Picked her up and winded her, and then I was holding her up like, oh hi, like, you okay, like, no more burpees, like just usual mum chat. And she threw up, but because I was talking my mouth was open and she threw up, and it just sick everywhere. In the mouth, down the face, down the boobs that were out because I was breastfeeding, just sick everywhere. But like sour breast milk in your mouth, not ideal. The second thing is that, yeah, she likes to reach out and grab things and touch everything, and she does this with her hands, like scratching textures to feel like obviously what it feels like sensory stuff. So she's always got her hands up, she constantly like scratching at my face and stuff like that because she just wants to feel everything. And we were lying in bed the other week and I had like my head like beside her head and just talking to her, and she reached out her hand and stuck her whole hand like directly into my eyeball, and like immediately like I just felt like this massive shoot of pain, and I was like, oh, what the hell. And then I couldn't open my eye, like it was agony, like it was so sore. I felt like my whole, like the whole front of my eye had been like ripped off. And I was like trying not to cry because I didn't want to upset her thinking that she'd like hurt me or done something wrong, and she was just looking at me like, and I was like, it's fine, like I'm okay. But I couldn't open my eye for like hours after, and then during the day I was looking at stuff and it was pure bloody, so she had like scratched the surface of my eye. It was actually agony. So yeah, that wasn't fun either. What habit do you wish your child what habit do you wish your child didn't have? Oh my god, apparently I've lost the ability to read now. I mean, she's not really picked much up because she's still so young. I should have probably read these questions before I decided to answer them all. Probably sticking her whole hand in her mouth. She's teething, so she constantly wants to chew things, but she'll chew anything that you give her. Usually if she's not got anything to chew, she'll just stick her hands in her mouth because the dummy's not enough, it's not solid enough for her to chew on, so she sticks like her entire hand like down her mouth. But sometimes she like sticks it so far she's like, ugh! And I'm like, oh my goodness, please, you're gonna give me a heart attack, please stop that, just take your hands out your mouth. But then she gets them all slabbery, and then she touches everything and then everything's soaking, and then you have to change her clothes because she's all wet. So yeah, that's probably the worst habit that she's got for a 5-month-old baby. Number 14, do you share any similarities with your child, physical and personality? So Mariella, especially as a baby, is like my double. Like me as a baby, her as a baby, look basically the same, except I had like bleach blonde hair and my cheeks were a wee bit fatter, but we look like identical. I'll see if I can find a picture to insert, or I'll put it on my Instagram page and you can go and have a look at that. But yeah, everybody tells me that we're like twins, like we look exactly the same, which I can't wait for when she grows up because people are going to think that I'm her big sister. Yeah, so we look very similar, and she's already got my cheeky attitude because I have a real attitude problem and she's already starting to pick up on it. Not that I've got an attitude with her, but you can just tell that she's going to be cheeky and chatty. So, because like once she found her voice, she just didn't shut up from there. And she already like draws you dirty looks and stuff when you say things. So yeah, I think she's going to pick up my attitude as well, which I'm sure my mum and dad are going to love. Number 15, where would you like your child to be in 10 years? I mean, she'll be 10, so like what can you expect from a 10-year-old? I mean, hopefully she'll have nice friends, some great friends. I mean, I already have a couple of friends for her already. I've picked them out. No, she's got our wee best friend Romy, who's my best friend Olivia's wee girl, and they're a month apart, so we'll have nice friends. Don't know, hopefully like she's a confident wee girl. I would like for her to be confident and outgoing and sort of like sure of herself rather than being a bit anxious and timid and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I just wouldn't want her to sort of hide her personality or be nervous about the person that she is. So hopefully she'll be confident and also feel like she can come to me and talk to me about things, because that's a nice relationship to have with your mum. I don't know if there's much else I would add onto that one. It's a bit of a rubbish question to end on. Sorry about that. Oh, maybe I'll do a last one just to take away from that. Oh, that's a good one. What is something that having a child has taught you? So having a baby so young as well has taught me a lot, like taught me probably more than anything in my life ever has. She's taught me how to be a better person, because I now have an excuse to actually strive within myself and try and achieve the best possible version of myself, because obviously like having depression and stuff, it's quite difficult to get up and do things because you just don't feel like it and you feel quite rubbishy all the time. So she gives me an excuse to get up and to do things and to make her proud. That's taught me a lot. Also she's taught me, or being a mum has taught me how strong that I can be, because I know that I can do a lot of stuff on my own that I thought that I would never ever be able to do. I never thought I would have to do them alone. So to be able to do that is amazing. Here's Mariella. I just wanted to say I filmed the rest of that video the other night, but I had to go and get Mariella because she was crying, so I felt like I rushed the end of it. I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video. I'm sorry that I've wasted half an hour of your life. I really didn't realise it was going to be as long as that until I watched it back. So I apologise if you've made it this far. If you've turned it off, I completely understand. If there's anything I can do in future to make it better, or anything that you want to see in the videos, just let me know. You can message me on my Instagram page or comment on this video. But thanks for watching. You saying hi? I don't think she understands what's going on. Anyway, thank you. Bye.